Hello, beautiful soul tribe, beautiful earth angels. Welcome back to another collective reading. When I was downstairs a minute ago, I literally got scared by my own shadow. My own shadow. I thought it was a spider running across the surface, but it was the shadow of my hand. And then it made me think, and I was like, I really laughed at myself. And I was like, that's so funny, you know? Imagine being scared of your own shadow. And then I deeped it and I was like, well, we are scared of our own shadows, you know, because just as we have shadows on the outside, we have shadows on the inside, our shadow side, you know, the things that lie in the darkness, the things that are painful or healing cycles, or the things that we don't like to think about. And I thought it's funny because those are things that we avoid the most, you know, we do avoid them to a certain degree. Sometimes we don't even know what they are because we're so good at avoiding them. And it's not that we do this on purpose, it's because some things physically are actually painful. Some of these things that get put in the shadow side are actually, you know, stored trauma. And it's like your brain will naturally avoid them in protection for yourself and your happiness and your peace. But the thing is that we're scared of them. We avoid them. We look at them so differently. I was like, imagine how good it would be if we could all just laugh at our shadows the way we would if we got scared of a shadow on the outside. But the thing is, it's different, isn't it? Because it's a metaphor. But at the same time, shadows are not solid. Shadows are projections. And they can look scary or they can look cute. It just depends on what we create them. The point is that we are the creators of those shadows. If we create them, we can uncreate them. I just wanted to clarify this bit. We don't create our shadows. It's more from situations on the outside. But they are created within us, and we are the creators of our inner realm. So anything that's created there from the outside, we can recreate because that's in the playground of our mind. It's within our power of domain. It doesn't always feel that way, but it is possible to be that way. And this is what this message is about, is the power of your mind. You have so much power within and over your own mind. You guys are very self-aware beings. You're very self-aware and you've learned so much wisdom. You have a lot of knowledge on life because of your experiences and what they've made you feel. So I feel like you guys know your shadow side, but of course this is life and it's for learning, and we always have more shadows created. We're constantly, you know, healing isn't a destination, it's living, it's our life's journey. And healing isn't, you know, necessarily a bad thing, it's where we find our power. So healing is what creates our journey to triumph. We couldn't be the winners without, you know, needing to redeem in some way. Not redeem, but come back from. How can we be at the top of the mountain and celebrate that if we were never at the bottom? So it's like through life we get put at the bottom so that we can travel to the top, so that we can, you know, feel that journey. I know that was a bit of a bad metaphor, but you get my point. Anyway, the point was that we're the creators of our internal world. So anything created there, you can recreate, just like those shadows. If we create them, we can change their form. We can transmute them into a new form, from scary to beautiful, into the light. You know, we can dance, we can have fun and play with our shadows. Like, we can integrate them into a whole. And I'm just saying this because it was a channeled message, because you guys, I think there's some shadow work you've been doing, some healing, some cycle breaking, some processing. This can be trauma, this can be past situations that were painful. You know, the point is that Spirit's bringing it up today, and we're going to bring you a card from the Celtic Tree Oracle, because they're saying that this is encouragement. Because when you're walking in the dark, it's dark and you can't see where you're going. You don't even know if you're making any progress. You guys who this collective message is going out to could be a shadow worker and a light worker. So, you know, to shadow work, you have to go down into those deep dark deep dark depths. You are the bringer of the knowledge. So you kind of have Aquarius energy. You don't have to be Aquarius, but you embody Aquarius energy. And that is about pouring the water, which is supposed to represent the knowledge. You're pouring knowledge, pouring wisdom. And spirit always puts it to me in my head as you going down in a well. You are the bucket into the well. You go down to the depths and you get reeled back up. And what do you bring? You bring gold coins, you bring knowledge, you bring wisdom. You bring water. I don't know why I say gold coins, but that was channeled as well, because there's something coming through about money, about how you can even, right? So let's link this in. You are a shadow worker, and you are going to create things this lifetime using these gifts, using your abilities that you were born with. Do you know why? Because you were born with them, because they're inside, they're in your mind, they're in your own experiences that you've had through your life, personal to you. No one has experienced life the same as you. We all experience same emotions inwardly, but those experiences that are outside, those specific things that made you feel certain ways, that took you on those emotional journeys, the way that you feel things very deeply and the way that your mind works, you guys, that is for a reason, because you're these shadow workers, and shadow workers and light workers, they're healers. That's what they do. They heal through working their light or working their shadow. When you are shadow workers, you can create beautiful music channeled from your shadow side, channeled from your pain. You can create poems from your pain. You can create sad music for others to listen to be able to process their own shadows, because it's hard, because they get suppressed down. So shadow workers are actually people who help bring up other people's shadows in beautiful ways so that we can all feel and release together. And yeah, you can do this through your knowledge, through your words. You could do this through some type of medical work, psychiatric work, a platform. You could do it by speaking. You guys could be tarot readers as well. You could be writers. You can make oracle decks, you could do music, you could be into researching about the mind and how that works. You could be into social services, childcare, okay, elderly care, anything like this. You guys, you're healers. So you work for your light, bring in your love, your compassion. You also work for your shadow, which means being vulnerable and open, and spirit using you through what you've experienced in your journey to help others and the people that you come across in your day-to-day life. And it's very significant and it's very special, but your life path is very special. And yeah, so this is basically saying you may have been through a time recently, or going into a time where you're going to be, or you have gone down into the depths of the well and you have brought back that. But what I was actually what I was actually linking this to, there's something about listening, interesting. Anyway, what I was linking it to was that it's connected to your life path, because this well, you coming up with the coins, is that basically it's saying you can transmute this into abundance, and you will transmute this into abundance for yourself this lifetime, because spirit is going to support you as you do your light and shadow working, as you do your healing gifts and using your healing gifts that you came here with. And now this doesn't have to be for work, you guys. This can also be with things that are not material. We're also talking like emotional wealth, right? So, because this doesn't necessarily have to be something you do for work, or even in the physical. Some of you, this is like the things that you say and do in your day-to-day connections, in the roles that you have contracts with in your life, in the relationships, in the friendships. Like a lot of you carry out your work through those karmic, oh, I was gonna say soul contracts, but I ended up coming out with karmic. So you guys could have a lot of so you help people through their karmic cycles, and you also have a lot of karmic cycles signed up that you've completed or are ongoing. And now this doesn't mean like all bad, it's just that karmic cycles, because karma has a lot of different connotations that it always gets associated with. But we're talking about karma as the soul's journey to spiritual evolution, is what karma is. Karma is our soul's journey to emotional, spiritual, and evolution of awareness, because those are our healing journeys. So, you know, you could have had some relationships that were particularly a few, maybe in your family or romantic, that really were very significant in your journey to becoming who the person that you are today. Not that they define you or what happened define you, but it was the way that they pulled you down and you got back up. It was the way that you rose back up, because this is in the past, but maybe, you know, there's some ongoing. It really depends for your personal situation, but just know that you as a soul, you fulfill a lot of important soul work through your relationships and connections, and they're very divinely orchestrated in that way. Like I say, karma isn't good nor bad, it's our soul's evolutional journey. So you came here to carry out this higher divine work. So some of you, this is, you know, you're going to make an abundance of what you bring up from your mind. So your imagination, all the things I listed earlier, your knowledge. Okay, but we're going round. But yeah, spirits also, and keep getting this message through recently of waiting and listening, is to like keep your ear out, or like listen closely, or there's something they're either trying to tell you, or they've been showing you or hinting to you, or that you feel coming in. This could be that you're hearing news, you're hearing something from somebody. There's something about releasing. Really interesting. I don't know. There's something about maybe something you released. You're like waiting for news back. Something you sent out, you're waiting for news back. Something you let go of, maybe relationship or work-wise or whatever that was for you. You let go of something, and you're waiting for something. You're waiting to hear back. This is only going to resonate with a few people, but other than that, Spirit's saying to pay close attention to the synchronicities that you're seeing at the minute, because they are really trying to tell you something's coming in for you. What is it that's coming in for you? I just split the deck to more of the sea. New horizons, there's expansion coming in for you. You guys, 25, that's the energy of the High Priestess. There's unexpected coming for you. This, to me, this could be a sunrise or a, yeah. Okay, this is another interesting message. Things are falling apart to fall together. This is like a sunrise and a sunset at the same time, because in a way within the circle they're together, like endings are beginnings. Interesting. So this is like some things are falling apart to come together, and Spirit's kind of saying this, like it might feel wrong, or it might feel a bit like what is going on when things are falling apart, but that's because things have to fall apart before they can come back together, or before things fall apart to come together. They can't come together before they've fallen apart. So it's inevitable that we have to go through the prior before the latter, and things are scary in the prior, because this might be you suddenly having changing feelings towards maybe certain relationships or certain passions or certain routines or locations, or of just in general of how your life is, or directions. You might have changing feelings coming up, or a shifting internally coming up, and this is like the falling, because it's like maybe if you shift, there's things that will fall away, but Spirit's saying things will fall away to fall together. So take that if it resonates, you guys. We also have the read coming through, which is number 13, which is the Death card in tarot. So transformations, endings to beginnings, death and rebirth. And then we have the Apple, divine timing. This is a beautiful energy card. Always reminds me of divine feminine energy as such a loving energy. This is Empress. Really gives me Empress energy. It's absolutely stunning, and I'm going to read it to you. So your message is: the great mother apple tree send you the full sun of summer and the sweetness of my fruit. Notice that there are many kinds of apples to choose from. As a species, I represent variety. Your species is the same. Each of you is a unique and wonderful gift from the universe. I represent beauty and choice. I represent the goddess in all of her manifestations. Think of healing when you focus on me. Think of magic and the unseen fairies and divas of the nature kingdom who secretly go about their work of caring for the flora of the planet. Think to the realms of imagination and myth where dragons and unicorns still live. Take a moment to close your eyes and remember the innocence of childhood and the awe of mystery. Take a day off from worries and concerns. Travel to the Glastonbury in your mind's eye and have the conversation with the goddess. Choose a variety of apples and bake a pie. Close your eyes and imagine a beautiful apple tree full of beautiful apples. Look at each apple as if it has a particular choice written on it. Let the many choices you are contemplating appear. Look carefully, and when you are ready, choose an apple that represents a choice. Take a bite, enjoy it thoroughly, then go ahead and move towards that beautiful choice. Be willing to fully taste and experience it. That was really beautiful. So there could be a choice you guys are making. There's been a message coming through about you feeling drawn to or pulled to making some type of change or making some type of move. This could be geographical, or this could be to travel to a certain location, to move towards a certain area or to a certain person. You could be feeling called or nudged towards something, and this is for a reason. You're being told to follow that intuition because you could have been seeing synchronicities about it as well. This could be that you just intuitively know something is, you can spiritually feel something there, whether that is, a place that you want to move to, travel to a certain location, or even if it's not where you're going, but the trip in general, making a certain type of trip, something to do with travel, something to do with your home or your foundation, something to do with maybe a relationship or a person to move towards because you intuitively, maybe you've been getting signs about it, hearing something about films or seeing certain locations or just having synchronicities pop up. So this is confirmation for those of you watching that message was for you. And also, before we go, I'm just going to pull one card to ask what is coming towards you that you're supposed to be listening out for. And this will just be a brief, I'll just pull one card to see what this is that's coming towards you. Okay, we have the Queen of Wands. So this isn't, okay, I feel like because the High Priestess came through in one of the energies, and this is like very much hidden, there's a lot of mystery, there's a lot of unknown, maybe towards where you're traveling to, like energetically speaking, in the mental realm or physically. So, but the thing is that this is more spirit saying of what energy to embody, what energy to take on in your situation, and not necessarily of what it is. But this is Queen of Wands. She's someone who's very, the Queen of Wands, they know their power, they know their worth, they know their potential, they know. You're very intuitive, they know. 1717, maybe you literally know what this is. Maybe this is a person, like I said, and it's a Queen of Wands, very intuitive person, that you just feel pulled to, or like something about, or maybe you're really attracted to them for some reason. It's because you're being guided. The Queen of Wands is about action, it's about taking action. So this is maybe your energy coming up and how it's going to be in the situation. But also, yeah, like I was saying, they're confident, they know their place, they know that spirit is working with them and guiding them, because they do work with their intuition. They follow the sun, saying to keep optimism and to keep hope, because they're saying they've been very patient. Yeah, oh, there's a beautiful message that they're channeling through right now, saying, like that saying, all beautiful things take their time, because the path that they have planned for you is not rushed. When it is rushed, it's carelessly done. There's bits and pieces that, you don't take much thought to place. But for you guys, they have woven your path with such love because your spirit team love you. They wouldn't rush anything because they wouldn't want to do anything half-heartedly. So there's a path that you've been very patient for. Maybe it's a certain chapter of your life. Maybe it's a certain goal, a certain person, a certain thing, a certain change, a certain move, a certain choice, you know, whatever this is for you. You've been very patient. Maybe this is you growing your gifts, your spiritual gifts, abilities, or your passions, something you've been working on. You've been patient, and they're not going to rush anything because they love you. They want to take thought and project thought and love into every single thing they place into your path and weave it together, fit for a queen or king, you know? And this is why beautiful things take their time. So know that just because things may take their time, you know, maybe you feel like maybe with your manifestations or things that you've been wishing to happen or move forward in, you know, just know that beautiful things take their time, and that when it is time, that it's going to be done, it's going to be blooming. And this also reminds me of a poem that I wrote that I'm going to read to you just before as I end this reading. Just charged up my phone to show you, and look at the time, 23:23, as I'm about to read out this poem to you. So divine timing or what? Penguins could be a synchronicity for someone. Okay. Right. So this could be about a risk that someone's thinking of taking, either towards you, okay? Either someone's taking a risk towards you, or you're taking a risk on something, or you will be taking a risk on someone, like a leap of faith, or like, giving someone a chance, or, taking a leap of faith when it comes to your work, or a change, or a move, or a leap of faith, or a decision that would cause a big change, you know? So this is what this poem is about. This is what this message is about. So it's called The Sweetest Juice, and it says, a winding tree that grasps for the sky, with apples at the ready to pick for the pie. This card literally said about making an apple pie out of the apple. Like, what? Okay, so synchronicities. I'm going to start again because I just interrupted. Sorry, guys, wait. Okay. Winding tree that grasps for the sky, with apples at the ready to pick for the pie. The higher you climb, the further you fall. Is the risk worth taking at all? There's plenty of apples down here below, but the higher you go, the sweeter they grow. Don't settle for the branches reaching low. Don't be scared to travel up into unknown. All the apples are yours for the taking, so how sweet shall the juice be that you're making? How sweet shall the juice be that you're making? The thing is that a lot of people, when they're faced with certain decisions and pathways, is that, or, life paths, or whatever this is on about, right? Whatever this is for you, when we're faced with that, it's like climbing the tree. It's like, which apple are we going to get to? Because mental challenge, that's the difference. Mental challenge. Yeah, it's physical as well, but mentally, some people are scared of heights, and it's like, no, we're just going to avoid the top of the tree at all because it's not worth it. I'd rather have the unsweet juice because I'm scared of heights, and that's a mental battle. Some people don't feel strong enough. They doubt their physical strength, or, their emotional strength, but their strength to do that. Some people just aren't bothered, and they prefer how it tastes at the bottom, and that's their preference, but the point is that it's your choice. And this seems to be what it keeps circling round to, is choice. And that's what it said in this card. Imagine your choices on the apples on the apple tree. Visualize those choices on the apples and pick one off. Where does your hand get drawn to? Pick one off. Take a bite. Take a walk down that road. What would it look like? How would it make you feel, regardless of 3D limitations? Regardless of the 3D, how does it make you feel in your heart space? And that can be complicated sometimes. But, this is for you. These are your choices. So anyways, I love you all so much. I hope you're able to get some clarity or confirmation of some kind out of this. And I will speak to you all very soon, angels. Mwah.